Mass Effect 5 is gonna be a complete failure. GTA 6, most likely a brewing disaster. And The Witcher 4, a complete woke garbage dumpster fire. What a time to be a gamer.
The Witcher 4 has been stirring up hype and excitement ever since CD Projekt Red confirmed that Project Polaris, the next installment in the Witcher series, had entered full-scale development, but the last
I think people are extremely cautious at the best of days around this, considering we know that there's gonna be no Geralt. His story is finished. So now it's gonna be a strong women protagonist that don't need no man. It's gonna be beautiful.
few days, it feels like the hype has reached an all-time high. Developers from CDPR have been dropping cryptic hints on social media, teasing that we would see the backside of the coin soon, with some industry insiders fueling the hype train with rumors of a major announcement at the Game Awards.
Yeah, no one cares, especially about a major announcement at the Game Awards. Who's watching the Game Awards? It's the Gay Awards at this point. Well, has been for years, but you get the point.
Speculation running wild, could we finally see the first trailer for The Witcher 4 this year? Or is this just another round of clever marketing to keep us fans on the edge? With the combination of high expectations from fans to the studio's eagerness to prove they still have what it takes, the stakes have never been this high. Let's not forget, The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt wasn't just a game, it was a phenomenon widely regarded as one of the greatest RPGs ever made. CDPR isn't just
True. That game has extremely great critical acclaim, without any doubt.
working on a new installment, they're tasked with filling some of the biggest shoes in gaming history. So Eurogamer
And now that CDPR Red is winning Vogue Awards left, right, and center, and making a new headquarters in the literal, proverbial, and literal hellhole of California, and even worse, the 51st, 52nd state of America, Canada, Montreal of all hellholes. Yeah, that's even worse. That's even worse.
recently interviewed the CEO of CD Projekt Red, Michael Nowakowski, and during that interview, they revealed a ton of details regarding Project Polaris in regards to the development process, some of the lessons that CD Projekt Red learned after the issues with Cyberpunk 2077. They then went on to talk about the actual scope and scale of The Witcher 4, to which the CEO said, "The only thing that I will say is that changing the tech for us does not change the fact that we will always be ambitious, and the next game will not be smaller and it will not be worse. So it will be better, bigger, and
Those are some pretty big words coming from CDPR Red. It's not gonna be worse. Oh boy.
greater than The Witcher 3, and it will be better than Cyberpunk because for us, it's unacceptable to launch that way. We don't want to go back. Even if there will be some sweaty moments and maybe even some bad stuff happening, still, I think we will try everything we can to make it even more than what we achieved in the past year. So the technology should not be a blocker for us, basically." To which that he's mentioning the fact that they're not having to develop the Red engine anymore as they are moved on to the Unreal Engine 5. So now we get into the part of the interview that got really interesting. They actually talked about the game's marketing for both Cyberpunk and the new Witcher 4. They said one of the specific lessons the studio took from Cyberpunk, which has particular relevance here to bring things back to the next announcement, was to be smarter in how we want to announce and kick off marketing campaigns. To be honest, when we were kicking off the marketing campaign officially with pre-orders, which was the Keanu stage moment, the plan was actually to launch roughly 1 year later. It just didn't really work. We didn't really plan for like a 2-year marketing campaign, and I still think that 1 year would be fine in terms of time for a promotional campaign of that game. For a new game, expect a slightly longer but not 2-year campaign. They said that the studio learned a lot of good practices from that experience.
Wait, what the hell does that even mean? A slightly longer, but not 2-year campaign? So is it going to be longer or shorter? Huh? What?
So announce the date when you're like really sure of it, and now I think we have much better tools to be sure of that date. Phantom Liberty only lasted about 6 months, but for a new game we would expect a slightly longer but not 2-year lasting campaign. Having said that, he said, I want to stress it doesn't mean we would not tease or drop some cool assets before a full reveal. The CEO continued, if I asked you what do you want to know about The Witcher 4, the answer is not much. Probably yes, there's theories and so on, but there's nothing really specific. So we want to drop the crumbs here and there so that people in the media as well can, you know, pick up on it and try to figure out what it is we're trying to say this time. So that's something that we're starting to do a little bit earlier. That would involve aspects such as having some video assets or something to whet the appetite of fans, not even to create the hype so much as to simply get the conversation flowing. And they definitely have. Now the question that everyone wants to know is, what does this mean about a trailer happening soon? Well, I'd like to reference the Sebastian Kalimba post with the coin, where he said, stay tuned for what's on the other side of the coin. Now this and many other developers at CD Projekt Red that we're going to mention have also been posting this same coin as well. But there's some interesting tidbits that I'd like to point out in regards to every developer who's posted this coin. For starters, we have Rafal, who said this, got this awesome coin today, though there's this one guy in the office that really wants me to toss it to him, to which he's pointing at Geralt. Now Rafal is...
That is ridiculously cringe. So cringe. Is that gonna be it? Oh, there's this stupid coin. No one's even talking about it. Who's honestly talking about it? Who cares? Give us something real or don't give us at all. Stop teasing a stupid coin.
Is actually a senior gameplay designer at CDPR, and then we have a senior cinematic designer by the name of Michael, not really sure the pronunciation, who said, got this coin. We have this post from an acting lead cinematic designer at CDPR by the name of Vithrin, who said, as 2024 winds down, I couldn't be prouder of my cinematic design team at CDPR. Their creativity and dedication has been incredible, and we're entering production of the next Witcher game stronger and more ambitious than ever. And yes, we've got the coin to show for it. And then we have this post from Jan, or Jean, I'm not really sure the pronunciation, apologies.
Jan, who cares? What the hell is this? Seems that I think that's a dude. I think that was a dude, at least at some point. Oh boy. Who
said, still can't believe we're going into production on the new Witcher game. And this person happens to be an acting engineer manager for gameplay at CDPR as well. So from all of the developers who have posted this coin,
yes, I can already feel the surgery scars creeping up, boys.
And it seems like there's a pretty interesting trend. We've not only got a gameplay designer, we have a cinematic designer, we have a lead cinematic designer, an acting engineer, and of course the game director. Also, there's the whole cinematic design team that was photographed as well. So could this be the breadcrumbs that we're talking about? Like, we have all of these key developers, ones that you would think would be in charge of a cinematic reveal trailer, all posting the same coin. Now this could be a tinfoil hat theory, I might be grasping at straws, but when you have the CEO of CD Projekt Red saying that they're going to leave a breadcrumb trail leading up to the full reveal, how am I not supposed to have my tinfoil hat on and try to decipher what this means? Again, it could be nothing, but it could mean that an official reveal of The Witcher 4 is imminent, and it could be happening anytime soon. Now the most obvious date to me, and I'm sure for a lot of you as well, is all signs are kind of pointing towards a possible reveal at the Game Awards. The Game Awards is literally the biggest event in gaming, and it just so happens that they announced...
Wait, what? The Game Awards is the biggest event in gaming? No, the GTA 6 trailer was a bigger event in gaming than, well, to be fair, it was bigger than almost everything in the gaming. But the Game Awards is not a big event in gaming, okay? That is a big event in gaming if you're an idiot.
Production around the same time that the Game Awards is taking place, which is going to be December 12th. Now, another possibility for a reveal trailer would be on the 10th anniversary of The Witcher 3's release date, which The Witcher 3 released May 19th, 2015. It's 10 years old almost, and it's actually wild to me, like time has flown by so fast. So if we get the breadcrumbs that are starting right now with the coin teaser and a trailer happening during the Game Awards, it's just a basic cinematic reveal with more breadcrumbs to follow through 2025. A release date of 2026 is not an unrealistic expectation because it will give them enough time to do more breadcrumbs through 2025, and again,
dude, dropping a cinematic trailer at the Game Awards is so stupid because everyone is gonna already do that. That is one. So you're effectively gonna drown your own voice out by your own accord. That is so stupid.
gives them also the 8 to 12 month marketing push. But that's all dependent on how long the game has been in development already. We're not exactly sure when pre-production started on The Witcher 4. It could have been right after The Witcher 3 with a smaller team, with the pre-production really ramping up after Cyberpunk 2077's release date, and of course after Phantom Liberty released as well. One thing you also have to mention is the game is on Unreal Engine 5 and not on the Red Engine. So like the CEO said, they're essentially not going to have that burden of having the entire technical team working on the Red Engine to get it updated. Another question that we have to ask ourselves is how long is that full production phase going to last? If they started it at the end of this year, will they have enough time to get the game?
An engine switch is honestly such arguably bad news. Not because Unreal Engine is worse, because it is obviously better. Like the Unreal Engine 5 currently, it's 5, right? Is one of the best things ever, and it's pretty goddamn amazing what you can actually get on that bad boy. But the fact that you have presumably a team of people that have been working with their own in-house engines for, well, at this point a decade or something, and then they're gonna switch to a new engine that they potentially don't know, that is gonna be most likely disastrous, because that is gonna slow things down significantly. And they will need to actually understand the weaknesses of the engine, what it can't actually do that they want it to do, and a lot of stuff like that. So I don't know. The fact that they're going to switch to Unreal Engine 5 is kind of a big deal. I don't know. I'm already kind of expecting delays for The Witcher 4. Well, I'm expecting bad things for The Witcher 4, but we're going to see.
Game shipped by 2026 release window, or will it push into 2027? That's kind of the question we all want to know. If pre-production started right after The Witcher 3, that gives them almost 10 years of work on pre-production. But if it started sometime after Cyberpunk 2077, that gives them about 4 years of pre-production, which is fairly significant considering the game is only supposed to have around a 6 to 8 year development window. So the maximum time frame we're looking at is at least 2028 for the release date. But let's be honest, if they're already starting to drop breadcrumbs, 2026 is the release date that I'm expecting. Now, speaking of that big reveal for The Witcher 4, there's been some insiders that have been teasing that something very big is going to happen at the Game Awards. What is that going to be? We're not sure, but let's just go ahead and see what they have to say. According to Andy Robinson, they said, expecting a very big Game Awards next week, fire up the hype train. And then we have Jez.
Wait, how many, what's the dead yet? 400k views. That's actually not that bad. But again, as far as I can tell, people are very, 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 very worried about what's happening.
Could be a chance. So as you know from my last video, I mentioned that the eclipse in the top right of the coin,
the Witcher prequel happening is very not likely, honestly. Because well, there is a chance it happens, but the Witcher prequel theory is, I don't know, I think it doesn't have too many legs to stand on. Well, it doesn't have legs to stand on, because we already know that Geralt's not gonna be the protagonist. We already know a bunch of these small things that doesn't make sense to instantaneously rule out if the prequel is happening. So there is a lot of things questionable about it. A prequel could definitely happen, but a prequel most likely is not happening. Prequels are something that you do when you're desperate. Now again, CDPR Red, are they desperate? Probably not. They got that Vanguard money influx, or, BlackRock or whoever. But that's fine. Anyway, that was West Nemo 10 out of 10. Bye!